Hi everybody, this is Anne. When I started my first pottery class, I was excited to get that basic set of tools every new potter starts out with. Somewhere along the line, I adopted an idea that if I purchased more expensive tools, my craftsmanship would improve. While that can be the case at times, what I found is that I was missing great opportunities for creativity just using some basic items I had around the house. In this video, I'm going to explore an elegant decorating technique on the cheap. Now, here are the items I chose for this video. Bamboo sticks, wooden balls and dowels, paper, a paintbrush, a needle tool, and several broken items as well. First, I needed to assemble two of those pieces to make a tool. I just superglued the wooden bead to the top of the dowel rod. The glue only takes seconds to create a bond. To begin, I threw a bottle shape and let it dry to leather hard. I need to divide the bottle into sections, so I created a paper divider. I simply traced a circle and cut it out. I then folded it 3 times, and when I opened it up, the creases became my divisions. I centered the circle over the top of the pot and marked lines at every division along the neck of the bottle. I also needed division marks along the bottom edge. I cut a strip of paper and measured it around the bottom edge of the bottle. I divided it like the circular divider into eighths. I lined up the top marks with the marks at the bottom strip. I then marked each line. I used a bamboo stick to connect the top division lines to the bottom marks. Now I needed horizontal division marks. Again, I used a strip of paper measured from the bottom of the neck to the foot. I divided the strip into sixths, then marked the pot. I steadied a pencil along an anchored L-shaped ruler and lightly drew the horizontal lines. Now for the decoration challenge. With the bead tool, I made indentations along each of the bottom intersections. Note that the hole in the bead also created its own little center. Now I'm going to use the paintbrush, but not the bristle side, the round blunted end. I'm just pushing the end into the clay and pushing it outward to displace the clay and create the look of little petals. I worked around each indentation, working north, south, east, and west first, then creating petals in between those. Next, I decided to create more petals under each flower, like it was cascading downward. I needed a smaller petal maker, and I had an old broken needle tool that looked like the size I wanted. I used that to create more tiny petal shapes, leading the eye to the foot of the pot. I also like the blunt end of my needle tool. I pushed that into the next higher row of intersections. It's smaller than the bead and adds variety with its more squared off shape. I have a lot of smaller shapes, so I think I needed something a little bigger. I'll use this wooden ball on the end of a dowel for that. I gently rolled it into the clay in between the intersections. My thinking with the decoration is to make the shapes fit together like a puzzle, while also adding variety with the sizes and placement. Again, with my needle tool, I added centers to each of these. I had this broken off bamboo stick with a pointed end. I thought it would add petal marks around each of the centers. Occasionally, I'd push the stick in too deeply. If that happened, I just wet my finger and wiped the clay back over it. I took my broken needle tool and created tiny petal shapes around the perimeter. It's a different look than the bottom row, which adds interest. Now let's add a little dimension to the design. I rolled small clay balls and pushed them against the next row of intersections, flattening them down just a bit to the clay body with a wet finger. I decided to add another row of these above the first, but offsetting them. I then used my needle to push into the center of each of these, thus creating a fun center and bonding the clay together. I like that look, but thought it needed some additional lines to fill in the space and make your eye move around the piece. I used the blunt end of the paintbrush and again created little petals north, south, east, and west to each of them. Here, I'm creating 3 more petals under each one to move your eye downward. I needed some variety of size, so I used the broken needle over the top row to fan over the shapes. For the top section, I used the big wooden ball staggered between each top square. Again, I gave each indentation a center, then just used the broken needle to create an outline. They look a little detached, so I needed to make those flowers look like they're part of the whole design, so I created more petals cascading downward. I filled in the center of the flowers with more of the broken needle petals. I added a few more smaller touches where I felt some of the design was still detached. My goal is to create a design that works together as a whole. Finally, I didn't want to leave a naked neck, so I used my needle to carve small lines, thus creating an interesting collar. Now here's the whole piece. It's elegant, interesting, and my eyes travel around it horizontally and vertically, just like I hoped. Here's one that I made earlier, where I just got it out of the bisque fire. It's a bit taller, which works better for a cascading effect. You can see that I was able to add more varieties of petals, and the extra height left room for more calm negative spaces. Now here's the finished piece. I brushed the piece with underglaze, wiped it back, then used the satiny eggshell wash over the top for this antique look. It was fired to cone 5 with a 5-minute hold. I hope some of these ideas inspire you to think outside the box for decorating, and I also wanted to disprove the myth that you have to invest more money into expensive tools if you want to make better pottery. Thanks to the newest members of our Little Street Pottery Research Facility team. If you'd like to join the team and earn a title, click on the Super Thanks button or the link to buy me a coffee. It also really helps us out if you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. See you next time in the studio.